Excuse me, Abdul? Where the heck did you disappear to? Why did you go home despite still having work to do? Abdul!
Hey, Zoe. Sorry for the late reply. I was pretty sure I finished all my work for today. Did I miss something?
Yes, the job I asked you to do.
Huh?
I can't believe you went home without even touching it. I have to submit those files by the end of today, you know.
Wait, what? The job you asked me to do? I'm not sure I know what you mean. When was this?
I left it on your desk at about 5:40 p.m.
Zoe, that's after the end of my shift. I leave the office every day at 5:35.
What? Are you telling me you went home despite still having work to do?
I got all my work done comfortably on time today. In fact, I was pretty pleased not to have any overtime for a change.
What are you saying? How could you have gotten all your work done comfortably when there's a big fat pile of documents still sitting on your desk?
There's hardly anything I can do about work I got assigned after I went home. Anyway, this job you're talking about? Judging from the fact that deadline's today and you put it on my desk after I'd gone home, I can only assume that either the manager responsible for assigning it either forgot about it, or it was your job to begin with, which you forgot about, and upon realizing at the last minute, panicked, and tried palming it off on me like you always do. Well, am I right? Which one is it? The latter, I'm guessing?
How rude!
Whether you think it's rude or not, it's the truth, isn't it? Go on, can I get some honesty out of you for a change? You spent all your time at work playing around on your phone or fiddling with your nails. It's not an exaggeration to say I've literally never seen you work for more than 5 minutes. Which is probably why you never end up making deadlines on time and palm your projects off onto me. Not only that, but you have this strange habit of giving me stuff right before it's due for submission, so I hardly ever have a chance of getting it done on time. I hate to say this, but this kind of feels like harassment. Do you have some kind of grudge against me? On the few occasions I did have time to do one of your jobs, you invariably took the credit for my work. I find your behavior jaw-dropping, to be honest.
Oh, button it already, would you? I'm sick of your whiny attitude. Forget all that. The bottom line here is that the section manager expects to see those files on his desk first thing tomorrow morning. If you don't want to cause everyone at the office problems and jeopardize your already very weak position at this company, I suggest you get to work.
Why don't you do it yourself?
I have important business to attend to right now, so I can't. Get back to the office and get to work. Now!
You gotta be joking! I just got home!
Well, you had better make sure you set your alarm clock nice and early so you can get to the office before everyone else and get it done then.
I'm pretty sure you need permission from one of the higher-ups to go into the office early. Can't just do it as you please.
Oh, don't worry. I just messaged him.
Huh?
I told the section manager about how you ran crying to me begging for help. Because you forgot to complete the documents he urgently needs to see on his desk first thing tomorrow.
What the heck? Why would you do that? That's a lie!
Actually, thanks to me thoughtfully and conscientiously filling him in on the situation like this, you now have permission to go in early tomorrow, which means it's now officially your job. You're welcome.
Just hold on a minute.
Apparently, all the bigwigs from Company HQ in New York will be coming down to look at these documents tomorrow. So I think it's about time you pulled your socks up, Abdul. If you don't do a good job here, it'll go down as your mistake, and whatever damage the company suffers as a result will be on you.
Fine. Be at the office first thing.
Finally, you're behaving like a mature adult. It took some time, but I'm pleased you saw sense in the end.
Zoe, please. I have to ask you to stop doing this. Make sure that this is the last time you palm any of your projects off on me, okay? I'm only a temp employee, so there's no guarantee I'm gonna be at this company forever. Eventually, you could find yourself without anyone to run to when you're struggling. And then what?
On the contrary, I'm a full-time regular employee at this company, and a highly respected one at that. So if you dare to defy me, I could see to it that your contract gets terminated at the drop of a hat.
Excuse me?
Basically, you're my servant, you filthy agency temp. You will serve and assist me to the best of your ability during your time here. You will bend over backwards to make sure all of my needs, wants, and momentary whims are satisfied completely. It would be in your best interests to stop talking back to me from now on. I think you know why, don't you, Abdul? Good boy.
Good evening, Abdul. Is now a good time? Hello, Mr. Rollins. Sure, what can I do for you? Apologies. I try to avoid contacting staff out of work hours if I can, but I wanted to talk to you as soon as I could. That's okay. What's up? It's about the documents you came into the office early this morning to put together. I see. Was there some kind of mistake? Did I miss something important? Not at all. Just the opposite, in fact. The opposite? So you might have heard about all the top brass from Company HQ coming down today to take a look at the documents. After they did, they requested to see some of your previous work, so I had my secretary send them a portfolio of everything you've done during your time here. To quote the CEO directly, for someone talented enough to compile documents this precise and easy to understand not to be a full employee at my company would be criminal. I've never seen anyone so emotionally moved while looking at business documents before. Everyone agreed, and they said they'd like to meet you. What do you think? Wow, well, I mean, strictly speaking, it's an interview. If it goes well, you could be given a long-term contract and become one of our regular employees. What do you say? I'd be honored to. Wow, thank you so much. Fantastic. I'll be in touch when I receive the schedule. Got it. Thanks again, boss.
Hey, Abdul, when the hell are you going to be coming back to the office? I heard you took a week's vacation. I don't know how the hell you pulled that one off. But anyway, my work piled up like crazy while you were gone. I have so much to do you wouldn't believe. I'm practically buried here. Not just that, but a good chunk of it is due for submission later today. I hope you know that if you don't hurry up and get here soon, there's a good chance you'll be taking the fall for any missed deadlines, and your reputation at this company will be in tatters.
Huh? Zoe?
Who else would it be? Who do you think you are, taking an entire week off as an agency temp? I can only assume your vacation got approved due to some kind of error. Anyway, I have 10 projects due for submission before this afternoon. See to it that those get completed first. They're all on your desk waiting for you. Get to the office pronto.
Listen, Zoe, there's something you should know. I don't work in that office anymore.
Huh? Now that you mention it, I did think it was weird that your desk was totally empty. Wait, no way. Did you get laid off before your temp contract ended?
Nope. I'm a regular employee as of today.
What the fuck?
The reason I've been off for the last week is because I've been moving house. I've been super busy with everything.
Moving house?
Yep, as of today, I work at Company HQ in New York as a fully fledged regular employee.
What? You, a regular employee? And seriously, Company HQ? How? That's impossible! How could this happen? What did you do? Did you bribe someone?
Bribe someone? You can actually be funny sometimes. I wonder if you remember. It all began 3 months ago. Remember that time you palmed off a bunch of documents on me and I had to come into the office at 3 a.m. to get them done and on the boss's desk in time? You messaged him and got me permission to go in early, right? Remember?
Well, yes, I remember, but what of it?
Apparently, the bigwigs from HQ were really impressed because of how precise and easy to understand they were. They requested the boss approach me about becoming a regular employee. And, well, that's it. Here we are.
This can't be.
I heard they did some kind of announcement in the office group chat just before I got officially hired.
It was in the group chat? I didn't see that.
Interesting. So you don't really check it then, huh?
Anyway, more importantly, I need you to hurry up and get these 10 projects done. I'll be in major trouble if you don't.
I'm afraid I can't do that.
Why not?
Because I work at HQ in New York now.
What does that have to do with anything? You can't just leave us with a pile of unfinished work on your desk. Take some responsibility for once.
I took care of everything I had to take care of before I left. All I's dotted, all T's crossed, I assure you. I have no unfinished business there. Arrangements to bring in my replacement have also been made. I made sure to confirm it with both Mr. Rollins and the head manager before I left, so there's no doubt about it.
Well, you left behind some of my work. It hasn't even been started, and the deadline's today.
Yes, that's my point. The key word here being your work. Maybe it's time you took some responsibility for once. It's finally time to stand on your own 2 feet, Zoe. I warned you this would happen eventually.
Hey, you traitor. Where are the documents I asked you to get done and submitted before noon?
Excuse me?
I asked you to complete 10 projects, so you must have at least got 2 or 3 done by now. Just give me the stuff you've finished already. Anything will do, please.
I obviously haven't done any.
Excuse me, but I emailed you all the files.
You emailed them?
Everyone would have found out you were doing my work if I put them on the cloud, so I sent all the files and detailed completion specifications by email instead. Don't tell me you didn't even look.
That's right, I didn't look. I just checked my inbox and it looks like you never even sent me anything in the first place.
No way. I did. I so did. I just double-checked your email address. I most definitely did send you those files. Don't lie to me just because you can't be bothered to do them, you coward.
If by any chance, did you send them to the mail address I used back when I was a temporary agency employee?
Huh? The email address from when you were a temp.
I'm a regular employee working in HQ now. Which means, as of today, I'm the proud owner of a shiny new official company email address.
Huh?
They told me during my briefing this morning that I wouldn't be able to access the old email address I used back when I was a temp because it's getting deactivated. Was there no error message?
Error message? There was some kind of pop-up when I sent it, but I don't know anything about that stuff. Do I look like some kind of tech support nerd? Fine, just hurry up and tell me your new email address. Quick, we don't have much time.
We? You're cracking me up here, Zoe! Anyway, you can find my new email address on my profile page on the company's site. However, I won't be doing your work even if you send me it, so you may as well not bother.
That's not good enough. I need you to do it. No, you have to do it. I won't make my deadlines if you don't help me.
Guess what? I just had my boss contact your sales manager.
Huh? My sales manager? Why?
I had him inform your boss that one of the employees in his office is attempting to palm off their work onto an employee at HQ.
No way. You did what? How dare you, you miserable little agency temp! Know your place, vermin!
Seems like you forgot, but allow me to gently remind you that as of today, I am in fact a regular employee. Anyway, I think it's probably for the best you don't look down your nose at agency temps from now on, Zoe. More than that, you absolutely need to make sure you stop treating them like your personal servants and making absurd demands of them every time you're struggling with something. Because the truth is, there are countless people at this company who are more intelligent, hardworking, and better at their jobs than you, agency temp or otherwise.
How dare you be so insolent towards me!
I really don't think someone who's incapable of completing even her most basic job responsibilities, like checking the office group chat every now and then, or recognizing errors when sending mails, is in any position to be speaking to me like that.
Oh, just shut up and do my work already! How many times do I have to tell you we have 10 projects to get done by the end of today?
It's true. You sure do love repeating yourself. I'm sure you'll come up with something, though. Good luck!
Not good luck. I'm saying you have to help me. There's no way I can get through all this on my own.
This is what you get for slacking on the naive assumption someone else would always be around to pick up the pieces.
You're not helping here. I'm begging you.
Goodbye. I heard afterwards that somehow or another, with the combined efforts of the entire sales team, they managed to complete the whopping 10 projects, which had piled up beyond levels never seen before on time. handing the last one in with barely seconds to go. When they did, Zoe said,
Wow, isn't it amazing what you guys can do when you put your minds to it? Make sure tomorrow's work gets done too.
Unbelievably, she actually had the nerve to continue going home on time when guaranteed overtime had become a daily reality for every single one of her colleagues due to her laziness. Needless to say, everyone in the office was furious with her. I heard she was summoned into the head manager's office, where she was mercilessly chewed out by him and the sales manager in a grueling ordeal lasting over an hour. However, Zoe, still somehow not understanding why virtually the entire company was angry with her, started sulking, and in her pettiness decided not to go into work the next day. She was, of course, fired. Last I heard, she was going from one job to the next, unable to hold one down for long due to her abrasive personality, becoming increasingly despondent with every switch. Now, my sources tell me she lives in her mom's basement, and her transformation into a full-blown neat shut-in is complete.
Mindy, can you come pick up this old hag? We're newlyweds. You should be the one taking care of her.
Laura, it's been a while. By old hag, are you referring to our mother?
Of course I'm talking about your mother. Take this shabby-looking, stinky old hag to your house.
Stop making rude remarks. She's my mother.
I don't care. It's true, isn't it? She's a poor old hag. If you don't come pick her up, I'll kick her out.
Laura, my mother wanted to live with my brother, not me. My brother wanted that too. And yet, to say such things is so rude to all of us. My mother is nowhere near poor or shabby looking.
You just don't want to think that because she's your mother, and you owe her for raising you guys as a single parent. But to someone like me who grew up in a wealthy family, she just seems poor. I feel sorry for you, but that is the truth.
If you feel sorry for me, then why not just stop being rude? Your words make me sad, you know. What is it about my mother that you don't like so much?
She's a terrible cook.
What?
Her dishes are nothing but unappetizing. She's such a bad cook. And her clothes look like they were bought at a thrift shop. I can't believe she has such bad taste in fashion.
My mother is cooking? Really?
Of course she'd be cooking for us. We're letting her live with us, so she should at least do some chores.
That's my mother's line.
I know you guys were raised by a single parent and don't have any money, but it's wrong for you to force your baggage on us. Jessie works for a nice company. Without this baggage, we could live a wealthy life.
If you have time to talk ill of our mother behind her back, why don't you just go face my brother?
What do you mean by that? Jessie and I are doing just fine.
I suggest you have a talk with him, but if you say that's unnecessary, it's your choice. Anyway, my mother is my important family. I won't tolerate you bad-mouthing her. If you really want to get rid of her, discuss it directly with my brother. Or is there any reason you can't do that?
It makes Jessie happy to see me being nice to his mother. And he buys me gifts at Saks Fifth to thank me. But if he figures out I dislike his mother, it will be troublesome. That's why I need you guys to take care of this issue. Okay?
I see. This is all for your own personal benefits. But unfortunately, I cannot solve your problem on my own. If you really want my mother to move out, you'll have to talk to my brother. But I would advise you to talk it over with my mother as well. She's probably not the kind of person you think she is.
Why are you trying to make a big fuss about it? Just take your mother to your house and it'll all be solved. You'll later regret it if you don't help me out now.
You're the one who would regret it if you don't listen to my advice. Bye then.
The storm was pretty bad today. By the way, something funny happened. Do you want to hear about it?
Something funny? Well, I have an idea what you're talking about.
I kicked out the poor old hag on this stormy day. Now, the house is all ours. You should have listened to me when I told you to pick her up. I wonder how she's doing right now.
You really are the worst. That house was my mother's family house. How dare you kick her out and take over that place?
I'm just giving you back your mother, who has no money. You and your mother can live a happy, poor life together.
You're being selfish. What do you think my brother will think when he finds out about this?
Make sure you tell Jessie this is not my fault. Your mother left on her own. You don't want to destroy our marriage, do you? Then team up with me and get our story straight.
Huh?
Your mother is unneeded in our house since she has no money. So, in order to take over this house, I kicked her out during the storm.
My mother is with us right now at her second house.
Second house?
You're an idiot.
I never heard she had a second house.
We're all gathering at this huge second house, which has an inside pool, gym, and also a theater room. There's even a lake so we can enjoy fishing when the weather's nice. I think my brother is coming later.
You must have gone crazy. Are you talking about a dream or something?
Oh, right. You didn't know my mother was a super wealthy woman with lots of assets. We've lived a richer life than you can ever imagine.
Wealthy with lots of assets? I don't understand what you're saying.
That's right. I'm so sorry. It must be difficult for normal people to understand. Not that I care if you don't understand.
Hey, explain it to me so I can understand. What's going on?
My mother only lived in that house to spend time with my brother and his wife. But since you kicked her out, she invited me and my husband to come live with her in her second house.
You guys never told me you had other homes.
We intentionally didn't tell you about it. My brother thought it'd be better to pretend we were normal so that you won't cringe at the difference in our standard of living. My mother loves my brother, so she respected his opinion and tried her best to be normal. Dreaming of a happy, normal life with him and you, she tried getting along with you, but she gave up. Your personality was so awful that she decided it was impossible. Also, she has become tired of adjusting things to your level.
My level?
My mom could have dressed in high-brand clothes and taken out food from super fancy restaurants. But she didn't, because she was pretending to be normal, just like you. As soon as she was kicked out, I picked her up and took her to our second house. Now we're partying with family and friends, enjoying delicious food and wine, so don't bother us. I don't think my mother will ever live with you again, so no worries about that.
Are you saying that for real? Your mother has a luxurious second house and is having a party? I can't believe it. She was wearing clothes that looked like they were bought at a thrift shop.
That was just another effort to adjust her living standards to yours. You should have thanked her.
That means your mother pretended to be poor when she's really rich.
I don't think she was pretending to be poor. She was just pretending to live in your standard of living.
Are you trying to say I'm poor?
I wouldn't say such rude things, but compared to my mother's living standards, that can't be denied. Anyway, you have no eyes to see other people who they really are, nor the heart to appreciate and respect your mother-in-law.
No, wait. If she's rich, it's a different story. I didn't know she was that wealthy. I thought she was just a poor old hag, just making us pay extra living expenses.
You are so rude. It doesn't matter if you're poor or rich. We became family by fate, and she wanted to get along with you. But all you did was talk down to her.
I didn't mean to sound like that, but
there's no point in arguing with someone like you. My mother has realized that too, so there is no need for you to live with her anymore. So please get out of that house.
Why do I need to get out of the house? This is our house.
You know you don't have any rights to the house, right? My mother is going to tell my brother as soon as he arrives, but that house was purchased by my mother, which means she is the one who owns it.
Really?
I'm surprised you didn't even know that. I don't know if my mother kept it from you or if you're just too insensitive, but the truth is that my mother let you guys live there as a wedding gift.
I didn't know that. I thought Jesse bought this house.
My brother is a sole proprietor right now, so it's impossible for him to get such a big loan. But since you became my mother's enemy, I'm sure she'll make sure you don't get anything from her.
Even the house?
She says she won't lend him money as long as he's with you.
Lend money?
My brother just started a private business. It used to be a side business, but he's slowly turning it into a full-fledged business. So his job at the old company has become his side business.
I had no idea. So he doesn't work for that company anymore?
You know nothing about this, do you? Or maybe you just ignored what he told you, not being able to understand what he said.
What happens when your mother stops lending him money?
His private business won't be able to continue. It will fail. My mother has done so much for my brother, and he was this close to success, but it's all ruined because of you.
Mindy, I'm sorry for making you feel unhappy because of my misunderstanding, but now I understand it all. Let's reconcile.
Reconcile?
Will you tell your mother to come back to our house? I can go pick her up at the second house. Is it better for me to stay the night there with you guys? I can join the party too, right?
You must be kidding.
Why?
It's too late now. My mother has already decided to cut ties with you. I've been telling you several times, but she won't live with you anymore. Maybe you'll never see her again.
Wait a minute. So you really meant it when you told me to get out of this house? I have nowhere else to go. Plus, it would affect Jesse's work too.
It's none of our business. You brought this on yourself, didn't you? To put it bluntly, you turned my mother against you by your own actions. I gave you advice to discuss things with my brother and mother, didn't I? You should have listened to me.
Then you should have told me all about it in the first place.
Tell you what?
That your mother had money. Then I wouldn't have kicked her out.
To change your attitude based on their money is what the worst kind of people do. It's only natural for a person like you to be cut off by my mother, don't you think?
Mindy, this is bad. Jesse's been calling me like crazy. I think he found out what happened.
Yes, my brother just arrived. My mother told him everything that she has been holding back until now.
No way. Oh no.
That's right. You're finished. Just talk to my brother. In the end, Jesse found out about everything, and Lara was confronted with divorce. He decided to sell the house and told her to get out. She cried in despair. She apologized desperately to her mother-in-law and begged for forgiveness, but the entire family ignored Lara. Lara was kicked out of her house and abandoned by her own parents. If only she had been kinder to others, she would have been able to live a wealthy life for the rest of her life. While working from morning till night at a factory, she reflects on her own attitude every day. It sounds tough, but she deserved it, so it can't be helped.